Chairman Lee, thank you. And to Vice Chairman Byer and the other members of the committee, I appreciate you having the hearing today and to be able to talk about this issue. I'm going to stray from my prepared remarks. I've submitted some remarks for the record, but let me just make a couple of comments on this. I served with nonprofits more than 20 years before I came to Congress. I understand the nonprofit issues and what they face, both on finance and the structure and the staffing and the challenges of volunteers and all the things that happen when you work as a nonprofit. One of the issues that we face now, though, that's changed even from 5-10 years ago, is the rise of the GoFundMe page, where individuals that want to give small dollar donations will give dollars to individuals and to causes, things they see on the news or things they hear about, and they'll do a GoFundMe donation. That's a wonderful thing to do if they can find legitimacy at the GoFundMe page and what they're trying to be able to accomplish. Nonprofits are different, though, than the GoFundMe. Nonprofits don't exist just for a single event, a single person rise and fall, and then they go away. They exist for all people in the community. They're churches, they're synagogues, they're mosques, they're feeding the homeless, they're taking care of individuals' groceries, they're paying utility bills, they're the Boys and Girls Clubs helping with afternoon activities, they're Goodwill providing jobs and opportunity and resources to people that desperately need help. They're doing work all the time, every single day. And the individuals that work in those nonprofits, they understand full well, but I fear some Americans do not, that we have three safety nets in America. The family is the first safety net, nonprofits are our second safety net, and government is our third. And we often look to government to be able to solve the most difficult challenges of our safety net and of people in crisis. But government is the last spot for that. The first two are essential. And if the family collapse, nonprofits struggle to keep up and government struggle to keep up with that. If the family collapses and nonprofits collapse, it all falls on government. And we are not structured to be able to help maintain the needs in communities like families are and like nonprofits are. Government is efficient at writing a check. Government is efficient at developing a program to be able to facilitate activities. Government cannot meet the human needs that are there like a family can and like a local nonprofit can. So I think it's beneficial for us in our official policy and what we choose to do in the tax code to be able to create a tax code that is encouraging to families and is encouraging to nonprofits. Now, again, Americans have their own money they can choose to do with what they want, and Americans are exceptionally generous people. But when we incentivize it, and we encourage it, as we have with the CARES Act. We stepped up to say nonprofits are going to struggle through this time, so let's do a $300 above-the-line, straight-off-the-top deduction for every American that they can choose to use. We're incentivizing that activity. Now, I can be frank with this committee to know, and folks that are here know, that I push for much more than just a $300 deduction above the line during the CARES Act. Many of us, if not all of us, did during that time period. But I think that there is more that we can do and should do in the days ahead. We've recommended a one-third of the standard deduction. That is $4,000 for the individual, $8,000 for the married filer, for them to be able to write off. That is a significant encouragement. That encourages individuals to be able to do more in their local communities, to be able to make sure that we sustain that work of that essential safety net of not-for-profits all across our community. So whether they're working in the arts, whether they're working in the homeless community, whether they're working in the faith community, they will still be there when this is said and done and this pandemic is over. Quite frankly, it's good policy no matter when we do it, whether it's a pandemic or not, for us to be able to continue to tax less to encourage more engagement. By far, not-for-profits are more efficient in getting resources and assistance to local communities than government is. So the stronger we can have not-for-profits, we're getting more efficient support to local communities, and I think that's the right thing for us to continue to incentivize. I do want to say thank you to Senator Shaheen, Senator Coons, Senator Tim Scott, Senator Klobuchar, and certainly Chairman Lee. We've all been very engaged in this conversation, and it's good to have this as not a partisan conversation. It's just a what can we do to be able to help as many people as possible conversation. Congressman Walker in the House has been a tremendous advocate for this for a very long time as well. He also knows full well what it means to be able to work around not-for-profit institutions and understands the needs in the operation. So grateful to be able to have great partners in this and look forward to actually getting this done in the days ahead.